Please be seated. We are gathered here tonight to honor the graduates of ASM Tech, the Academy of Science, Math, and Technology. We recognize the longstanding partnership between ASM, Mason County Central School District, West Shore Community College, which has been in existence now for almost 10 years. We are grateful to these partners for the ongoing support they provide this program. ASM Tech students, you did it. You rocked it, you handled it, you made it, you nailed it, you finished it, you delivered. This night marks the completion of your early middle college experience. You've put in the hard work, you've overcome many challenges along the way. We know this is just the first step for you, and we wish you the best as you pursue your future goals. Congratulations. We welcome parents, extended family, friends, West Shore Community College administration and staff, West Shore ESD board members, area high school superintendents, principals, counselors, and community members as we celebrate the accomplishments of the ASM Tech graduating class of 2025. Yes. Yeah, thank you. ASM Tech students. In last year's student address, Tanner Solberg spoke of the value of time. In essence, he stressed the importance of making the most of the limited time we have. In line with that address, I'm challenging you again tonight to consider the high value of time and the limited amount of time you have to do the things that really matter to you. The average lifespan, weighing in the advances of modern science, is about 80 years. Quoting Tanner, that's 29,200 days or 700,800 hours, and you're already about a quarter of the way through that. In a long-standing survey of successful business executives, many of them reflected on the fact that by chasing success, they had sacrificed the things that really were most important to them and had invested much of their lives in the things that were not. I want you to take a moment, just take a breath. All right, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, breathe it in. I want you to think about what's important, most important to you. What are the things you don't want to leave undone? What are the things that truly ignite the passion in your soul? Who are the people that you love the most? In closing, I wanted to use a famous quote, and I found one by Dr. Seuss that I thought was appropriate for the occasion. How did it get so late so soon? It's night before it's afternoon. December is here before it's June. My goodness, how the time has flown. How did it get so late so soon? I'm so excited to see how you, the ASM Tech class of 2025, will use the time you have as you move on to a lifetime of new and exciting endeavors. And I thank you for the opportunity to share briefly with you tonight. I would now like to introduce AM Tech instructor Cynthia Erickson for the faculty message.
Good evening, administrators, families, and friends. Thank you for joining us to celebrate this class of 2025. It has been my distinct pleasure to serve these young people as a teacher and an academic coach for 2 years. In my position as their teacher, I am a state-licensed secondary ed teacher and recently earned a certificate as a professional life coach. When this class joined us on campus their first year, the theme I presented to them was founded on the principles of invest and return. Graduates, do you remember the encouraging soapbox talks I offered to you? Invest in the opportunities in ASM Tech. Invest in West Shore Community College. Invest meaning make friends with your cohort, make friends with your classmates, build relationships with your professors. Invest yourself in your education. Know what you want, what has to be done to achieve it, and then create a plan to accomplish it. Invest in many ways, and invest deeply. As a student support resource, most students met with me weekly during one of their 4 semesters. Because it was their first time in college courses, sometimes they were enrolled in an online class, or we discovered the transition exposing an academic struggle. During these meetings with students, patterns of student tendencies emerge and lead me to my own learning opportunities too. We discovered, for example, that student investment in the small group book circles in early college English the first semester becomes a predictor for success in the upcoming semesters. As students invest in their education and accept the invitations to meet with me, the reminder was also made to recognize their reward from their investment. After conversations about the investment portion of the equation, questions equally reference the return. What are you pleased with this week? What will you do to celebrate your success? How will you reward your efforts? And with intention, the concept of invest and return has been mentioned multiple times over the last 2 years. Graduates, my hope is that you continue to be consciously aware of the opportunities to invest in relationships and achievements, and that you also relish in the returns of your spent energy. Continue to make new friends, maintain relationships, and invest in your dreams. I'll reference Julia's book from seminar one more time. The Gift of Influence by Tommy Spalding. We each are likely to impact 80,000 people in our lifetimes. You've been a gift to me as I've watched you influence and invest in each other and received a priceless return with the friendships and the accomplishments of your last 2 years. Maslow's hierarchy also shows us that friendships, I couldn't resist. Friendships come before the ability to accomplish goals. Take these successes to build your next portfolio and periodically share the stories of the return on your investments. With all my heart, congratulations and best wishes. Now, please join me in welcoming to the podium Paula Mowell, our early college coordinator.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. It is a privilege to come together to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2025. I'm the coordinator for ASM Tech, and I have the unique honor of connecting with these students from the very beginning of their journey and walking with them through almost every aspect of their time in early college. I view my primary role as seeing and noticing the students. I see you as a 10th grader, wondering if you can do this. I see you as a junior, longing to break out of your shell. I see you new on campus, excited, but also a bit panicked. I see you finding your footing here and starting to revel in the freedom that you've discovered. I see you connecting with your class, growing those bonds, discovering yourselves and each other at the same time. And now I see who you have become and promising glimpses of who you will be in the future. It's a privilege to witness your lives, your growth, and to watch you flourish. Please allow me to start with the big picture. Being a part of an early college means that in 10th grade, these students recognized an opportunity for more and decided that they wanted it. They may have been nervous about the idea of starting college a year early, but they saw their chance and they took it. The big application, the family interview, the nerve-wracking AccuPlacer test, they jumped all those hurdles and waited for their home high school to support their choice. Once they were selected, they still had to navigate their junior year of high school before they could come to campus. Eventually, after all their hard work, the day arrived and West Shore Community College would never be the same. After 2 years, the achievements of this class are many. Here are some of the numbers. 26 students are graduating this evening. They represent some of the best that our surrounding high schools have to offer, coming from Baldwin, Manistee, Onekama, Ludington, Mason County Central, Hart, Pentwater, Shelby, and Walkerville. 20 received their associate degree, 3 of those with honors, 10 of those with high honors. And by the way, this is ASM Tech's highest degree attaining class ever. As for what's next, one is going directly to work in wealth management. One is going to months of National Guard training and then heading to college. 4 plan to continue their education at West Shore Community College. One of those is going to complete a welding degree, 1 to work on a nursing path, and 2 more who were accepted into West Shore Community College's challenging nursing program. All 4 will have the added blessing of using the Mason County Promise to completely cover their tuition costs. Colleges across the state, from top to bottom and east to west, will be enhanced next fall by the intellect and capability of the rest of this class. Students will be attending Michigan Tech University, the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan State University, Central Michigan University, Eastern Michigan University, Ferris State University, Wayne State University, Cornerstone University, Lawrence Technological University, Northern Michigan University, Kalamazoo College, and 1 leaving the state for the University of Wisconsin-Madison. At the Student Awards ceremony last week, the college gave the following awards to the students in this class. Outstanding Event Organizer, Avery Voss. Leadership Legacy Award, Mia Lamerson. Outstanding Student in Life Science, Aubriana Foster. And Outstanding Student in the Social Sciences, Grace Ashley. As a faculty member mentioned the other day, this class is leaving very big shoes to fill. This class not only contained the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary of Student Senate, plus many other Senate leaders, but also both biology lab assistants, the chemistry lab assistant, both welding lab assistants, and the president of more than one resident student organization. And I'm pretty sure I've forgotten somebody. The college will also have to work hard to find replacements for employees in the testing center, the library, and student services. However, this class did an excellent job of preparing for the future. They brought the 4th years along behind them, and those younger classmates are poised to help Student Senate and the college as a whole move into the future. Thank you for that. Class of 2025. Last Friday, you gave your final advice and farewell to the 4th years as they prepare to pick up the baton that you're passing on. You were honest and encouraging, and you kept reminding the ones coming behind you to have fun, to reach out, and to stretch themselves. All of the amazing opportunities you've experienced have given them ideas. You stand as strong examples of what is possible during and after ASM Tech. Thank you for reminding them that they can do it too. As we reviewed the data, we discovered that this class is approximately 50% first-generation college students. That means that many of these students come from households where their parents may not have experienced college before them. But the support that you, the parents and guardians, have given them, the grit that you have modeled, first generation or not, shines through your graduates and carries forward. Thank you for investing yourselves so deeply in them and then entrusting them to us at this point in their journey. Y para los hogares donde se habla en español, educación después de la secundaria es un camino un poco más difícil, tratando de entender la universidad y un sistema que ya es complicado, pero su coraje y su apoyo siempre está compartido a sus hijos. Y es por causa de ustedes que ellos están aquí, celebrando sus logros. Gracias por compartirlos con nosotros. We asked you, class of 2025, about your time in ASM Tech, and many of you said that it pushed you out of your comfort zone, that it gave you the opportunity for personal growth and helped you see what was possible. How many of you mentioned in your farewell slides that you came out of your shell while you were here? A lot. We've been given the chance to see again this year that while we as staff work hard to create a culture, you are the ones that make this program exceptional. Who you are, who you encourage each other to be, consistently results in the high caliber of students that this school produces. This year, we spent some time studying and learning more about confidence. We heard from Brittany Packett Cunningham in her TED Talk that confidence, particularly in education, should not be viewed as a nice to have, but rather a must have. We learned that confidence needs 3 things to grow. Number 1, permission. Number 2, community. Number 3, curiosity. What a joy it was to discover that we have these elements built into who we are as ASM Tech Early College. Here, you all give each other permission to be confident, supporting, cheering, and encouraging each other every single day. You have created a community on this campus that causes the staff and faculty to marvel. And you have developed your curiosity to new heights, while encouraging the curiosity of those around you, even if you don't understand it. Every year at graduation, I take this opportunity to highlight what I've seen in each student. Because this evening is about the students, I ask each of you for your indulgence as I address the students individually. Mia Lamerson. We all felt your leadership this year, and its ripples will last for a long time. But I want to remind you of your first semester here. You came to campus thinking maybe nursing, so you jumped into bio with both feet. But I think we were both pleasantly surprised to see how well that went for you. The two of us realized that you had probably more capabilities than we had understood up until that point. What fun it was to see the sparkle in your eyes as you started dreaming even bigger than that. Sarah Abbott, you and I have had many talks about balance. And the fact that just because you can take this huge load of courses doesn't necessarily mean that you should. But you also put a lot of work into finding a good balance for your life. I've enjoyed watching you have fun and develop your friendships further, because I think they make your learning even more enjoyable. Don't ever lose that sense of fun, because I think it's some of your best and favorite self-care. Holly Bowen. You are very clear about who you are, and you've communicated to me that you are aware that you can be a bit much for some people. And while I recognize where you got that opinion, I'd like to point something out. I have seen you become calmer since you've been here. I have seen you grow more aware of the others around you. And I have seen you even more caring about other people than you already were. Maybe it's because when we find the right place and the people who truly get us, the roots that we develop there give us strength. Rex Brimmer. Like many, you sacrificed to come here. Long drives both ways every day. It also wasn't easy to put lots of focus on school, looking for a path, when I maybe wondered if you just wanted to get on to the next step of your actual life. You were open and willing, but I think also just a little bit impatient. And then you found welding. And then you and Connor started teaming up. And then Dave Cutler hired you as a welding lab assistant. And now you can see the steps rising in front of you. I notice a deep sense of pride and purpose in you. You should be proud. I'm certainly proud of you. Bobby Champagne Jr. You had a definite track in mind, but it quickly became an uphill battle. Yet you let that battle teach you. You reached out for help, you worked it through. There you were working with Dr. Belinsky every week to learn those lessons. In the end, you found that your future career track was a different one, but the work ethic that you discovered that first semester has only gotten stronger. Nice job. Grace Ashley. Quiet, but stronger and deeper than maybe anyone suspected. When you first came to campus, I talked to you as if you were an accomplished and capable student. But it often felt like you didn't quite believe me, like you had that questioning look in your eyes, like, do you really know me? I'm not sure why, because certainly we've both seen your high school transcript, but I'd like to think that after being praised in public by Dr. Moore and awarded Outstanding Student in Social Science, not to mention getting into the nursing program, that you have more than enough evidence now. Aubriana Foster. Wow, are you determined? But even better than that, I think you're determined to do the right thing, the right way. And that kind of integrity, isn't common. I also think that in the past 2 years, you've learned more about the people side, noticing and caring about others. Intelligence, integrity, and people skills. I can't imagine a better combination for an excellent nurse. Leila Hasnadarovic. Thank you for being real with me and for letting me into your life. You always knew you could do this, but you definitely had to fight your way up some hills and through some valleys, and yet here you are. I recognize that it took a lot of heart and mental will to get to this point, and I celebrate what you have accomplished, but there's more. Because you are the kind of person who will pause at the pinnacle of their success, turn back, lean down, and use both arms to pull up those behind you. Wow. Asher Johnson. Warm, kind, brilliant Asher. You are always so supportive and encouraging. I so appreciated your presence in my class because you'd respond and interact and make me feel like someone was listening. Thank you for being someone who will always engage in class, with friends, with instructors, and as evidenced by your cap this evening, with life. Elizabeth Flores Gonzalez. You have this famous older brother. And living in that shadow is probably, I would imagine, a blessing and a challenge. But you are clearly you. You don't take baloney from anyone. You push for what you want to accomplish, and you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone to volunteer at the hospital. I hope these 2 years have served to build your belief in yourself, because I have no doubt that you will make an excellent surgeon. Nicholas Judkins. You know, I think you have a sharp wit and great intelligence. I know you want to be a better version of yourself. But let's be clear, I have already seen this. You are kinder. You are more aware of others. You are trying harder to make good adult decisions. You're on the path, and I have no doubt that you will soon see how much work you've already done. Thank you for all you added to day-to-day life for all of us, especially the laughter. Eleanor Kirker. Happy, positive Ellie. You rarely let things get you down, like ever. And you're always ready to jump in and be a part of things. But I also think you're learning to be independent, to find what you want and what really resonates with Ellie. I'm excited for your next steps. Please come back and tell me about Kalamazoo College. Julia Lapp. You are genuine and a delightful person to be around. Always happy, always positive, always encouraging. Thank you for that influential attitude. You set a goal for yourself, and you've worked very hard to achieve it. Thank you for believing in yourself when you had doubts about more than one tough class. I'm so excited that West Shore Community College Nursing gets to have you and Grace on their roster. Adriana Marquez, you have this great smile. You always seem happy and cooperative and willing, like all the time. I have seen you plow through academics with focused determination, but I have also seen you deal with unexpected struggles and challenges that seemed insurmountable. And you kept smiling, and you kept moving forward. That's called resilience. That's called determination. And I have no doubt that those qualities will see you through to your goal of becoming an excellent nurse. Nevin Slater. Easygoing Nevin, everyone's friend. You told me how much you've learned about yourself in your time here. And I think one of the things you've discovered is a strong sense of independence. You know how you want to learn, and you like finding your own path. But you are also immensely kind. And there are good reasons why everyone likes you. I think people will find it easy to trust you with their money. Ella Smith, I remember your first day on campus. You were so ready for a stronger academic challenge. You've had some hills to climb, but you always managed to come out on top. My favorite moments were helping you write your college application essay. I think you discovered truths in your own life you hadn't known before. Thank you for the honor and privilege of allowing me to walk this path with you. Catalina Stong. I love how much you trusted me to help you when things got crazy. You'd show up willing and eager, and you'd share your concerns and your struggles with me. But as much as I enjoyed helping, I want to make sure you know that you've totally got this. You have matured and become more grounded in yourself. You've learned the strength to make your own choices, to value your family, and to look out for what is healthiest and best for Caddy. Keep it up. Connor Lesarge. It's been such a pleasure to see certain things really light you up. Life science, not quite right. But when you hit welding, all the bulbs went off, all of them. Working with Rex, becoming a lab assistant, all the way to the mini lesson that you gave me recently on different kinds of welds, right? You're totally glowing. And then the same thing happened with the National Guard. I can see that you already recognize who they will help you become. Thank you for your willingness to serve for us all. Avery Voss. So when you arrived, you were already kind of your own academic standard. You're Avery Voss. And I was amazed by what I'd heard before you even applied to ASM Tech. But over the past 2 years, it's your authenticity that has really impressed me the most. You want to be real, not just impressive. It won't stop you from wowing people, but I think it makes you even more valuable, personally and academically. Alexei Vargas, you have incredibly high standards for yourself. I think sometimes your goals come out of your mouth before you've even thought about them because that's just the way you're made. You love education, but I think you also have a clear view of it as a path to a stronger future for yourself and for many people that you care about. Thank you for being a champion for education, not only in yourself, but in others too. Sean Wood. You've had academic strength from the beginning, but I liked watching you relax into your friendships with your classmates. I am admittedly sometimes a little concerned when I see students playing video games in the fishbowl, but watching you do that always made me smile because I knew it was a good break for you from the high level of academic rigor that you always pursue. Like many who seriously study medicine, you've figured it out. How to study, how to learn massive amounts of information, and how to keep multiple courses on track, even when life gets challenging. Yes, I've seen the grades from this last semester. Whatever you do, you will do it with excellence. Zach Visser. I remember sitting with you to work on your Michigan Tech Leading Scholar essay. It took me a surprisingly long time to help you see how much of a leader you are. but you are everything a good leader is. You lead from inside the pack. You encourage from behind, and you take the first step so that other people will follow. I admire the drive you have to always push yourself, and you don't like wasting time on what doesn't seem productive. You could already now have a great career. Michigan Tech is only going to make your star blindingly bright. Michael Quinteros. So quiet and such a capable engineer. Until the day you made it clear that you were switching to a completely different path, and all the Legos clicked into place. You are clearly incredibly talented, and I am so glad you found yourself and the clarity to pursue what really matters to you. You have vision, and you have the intellect to make a difference. Zoe Brown. I think you've always been determined, but you moved rather quickly into powerhouse status here. Yeah, I'm not the only one that thinks so. Your quiet smile hides a very determined character, and you like to make things happen. Thank you for influencing others in many ways, but also to consider the path of ASM Tech, and for making the way ahead bright and clear for any that follow behind you. May I also thank you in advance for all the people you'll help in the future, because I believe that there will be many. Chris Bryan, you started out so cautiously and methodically. You knew what you could handle, and you didn't want to overwhelm yourself. And then you completely pushed it into high gear, and you freaked me out. I quickly learned that you knew yourself and exactly what you wanted. And now you stand as an example on this campus of what owning your own success looks like. Ruth Guereca. I think you've come out of your shell during these 2 years. But the most important noticing I've had is how you treat yourself. I think you believe in yourself more than ever. I think you are kinder and more caring about yourself. And I believe that all of that self-awareness is not only going to help you get through your nursing education, I also believe that it will help you see your patients in a unique way. Lucky them. So, class of 2025, as you lead us to head out into that bigger world, know this. You have every one of your classmates, as well as everyone at West Shore Community College and ASM Tech, standing behind you. Let that give you confidence, permission to be yourself, determination to find your next community, and freedom to let your curiosity take wings. We can't wait to watch you fly. And come back or email now and then and share your amazing futures with us, please. Congratulations to the confident class of 2025. Would you please join me in welcoming the first of 2 elected class speakers, ASM Tech Class of 2025 graduate, Sarah Abbott.
Good evening, everyone, teachers, family, friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Tonight, we stand together not just as individuals, but as a collective that has been shaped by the people who have come before us. As we celebrate this milestone, I'm reminded of a quote by Isaac Newton. "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." This quote has always resonated with me because it perfectly encapsulates what we've experienced here. None of us achieve great things alone. We rise because of those who lift us. And so, as we gather here tonight, let's take a moment to reflect on the giants who have supported us, those who helped us see further than we thought possible. These giants aren't just the ones we read about in history books. They're the teachers who challenged us, the family members who've encouraged us, and the friends who've picked us up when we stumbled. Every step we've taken has been built on their strength, their wisdom, and their belief in us. In this room, we represent something truly unique, a diverse group of individuals from different schools, different backgrounds, but united by a shared experience. Though we've only been on campus together for 2 short years, we've formed bonds that are stronger than any of us could have imagined. We faced challenges, celebrated victories, and supported each other through tough times. And through it all, we've stood together, not as isolated individuals, but as a community, lifting one another to greater heights. Oh, I'm gonna cry. But let's not forget, we couldn't have done this alone. Teachers like Paula and Cindy have pushed us beyond the limits of what we thought we could achieve. They helped us see the potential within ourselves that we didn't even know existed. Our families and friends, providing the foundation and encouragement when things got hard, and reminding us of our purpose when we were ready to give up. And together, we leaned on each other, sharing strengths, sharing struggles, and growing as one. Go. Now, it's our turn to be the giants for others. The world we step into will have its own challenges, but we have the strength, the wisdom, and the experiences from those who lifted us to rise to meet them. As we move forward, we must remember to be the shoulder for somebody else to stand on and to lift others just as we have been lifted. Class of 2025, it has been an honor to share this time with you. We've accomplished so much together, and now it's time to show the world what we're capable of. Now let's go out into the world and be giants. Thank you. And now, I would like to introduce our second elected class speaker, Holly Bowen.
Hello, class of 2025. I would say a very gracious thank you for your guys voting for me to speak, if we didn't all know that I nearly begged for it. I'll say thank you anyways, so thank you. We all know I love talking, so I'll try to keep it short. Or short-ish. It's been what feels like forever since this all started. When Paula first came into my classroom at my home high school for the first time, and my first thought was, oh, I love her hair. And secondly, and arguably more important, depending who you ask, that program looks really cool. Cool enough that I managed to fill out the paperwork, somehow convince myself that I was into STEM, and portray through my essays that this was so totally right for me. And while I may have panicked a bit in my 4th year thinking I made a terrible, horrible mistake and cried inside every time I had to explain to somebody, yes, I am in high school for an extra year. No, I was not held back. Yes, I promise this was a good thing. No, seriously, I pinky swear. I can see now that younger me and younger us were so right about this. Now, I've always known that I was a nerd. I was glued to books as a kid and read so much that it's probably why I need glasses now. And yet, and I mean this in the nicest way physically possible, you all have managed to out-nerd me. You all are some of the smartest people I will ever and have ever and maybe will ever meet. It has been awe-inspiring to be able to have worked alongside with and create lasting friendships with you. Even those of you who I may not be as close with, which is hard considering the amount of time we've spent together, I still have immense amounts of respect for you. I have seen every single one of you push through a terrible struggle, do something I thought was impossible, or create something I could never have imagined. I've also seen you all play dodgeball more than a few times, and some of you are really scary good. Now that we're all moving forward with our lives, no matter what we are doing, I hope you all look back at the lessons we have learned and look forward to something that brings you joy. So, let's all take a step back to remember our first student summit, or meeting each other for the first time, or that one time we broke a door in the tech center by accident. Maybe even let's look back to how you were feeling when you first heard about ASM Tech, what it was like to fill out the paperwork, or how scary you thought the family meeting was. Let's take that with us to the future, leaving behind the parts that weigh us down. And as we get ready to take off, I want to extend a thank you to Paula, Cindy, and Stacy for giving us the platform to make this flight happen. Thank you. For the presentation of the diplomas, please allow me to introduce Dr. Jason Jeffrey, West Shore ESD Superintendent, Chad Riffle, Assistant Principal, Summit Tech Center and ASM Tech, James Banstra, Director and Principal, Summit Tech Center and ASM Tech, and Paula Mowell, ASM Tech Coordinator.
Class of 2025, please rise to receive your diplomas. I will be reading a short paragraph about each graduate as they receive their diploma. Parents, you are welcome to come down front, parents, guardians, family, to take photos if you'd like. Let's begin. Sarah Abbott. Sarah was very involved on campus, working both as a physics tutor and a lab assistant for chemistry. She is graduating this semester with an associate in science and 81 credits that she plans to transfer to Michigan Tech for a master's in environmental engineering. Grace Ashley. Grace achieved her Associate of Arts while attending West Shore. Next year, she plans to attend the West Shore Community College nursing program. Grace is most proud of earning her CNA certification, helping paint the sets of Beauty and the Beast and Steel Magnolias, as well as earning the Social Science Student of the Year Award. Holly Bowen. Holly has earned her Associate of Arts. Her time at West Shore Community College has been spent working at the library and participating in many events. Holly will be off to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor in the fall. After that, she will head to law school. Christopher Bryan. Chris is graduating with a AAAS in game design and animation. ASM Tech gave Chris a lot of personal growth with his time here. He had the opportunity to create a video game from scratch while expanding his personal project. Chris got to build portfolios and also served as Student Senate Secretary. His next stop is Michigan State University. Rex Brimmer. Rex Brimmer is graduating ASM Tech with 41 credits. He was president of the Magic Club, and he greatly enjoyed working for Professor Cutler as a student worker. He will continue to go to West Shore Community College in the fall to complete his welding associate degree. Zoe Brown. Zoe was president of Haven and vice president of Student Senate at West Shore Community College. She earned an Associate of Arts while on campus. She plans to attend Eastern Michigan University to gain her master's in social work. Bobby Champagne Jr. Bobby Champagne Jr. will graduate with an Associate of Arts. In the fall, he will attend Ferris State University and pursue a degree in game design. At West Shore Community College, he was a member of the Student Senate Marketing Committee. Elizabeth Flores Gonzalez. Elizabeth received an Associate of Science and plans to attend Wayne State University to pursue a bachelor's in biological sciences. While at West Shore Community College, she built connections with professors that led her to volunteer at Corewell Health. Abriana Foster. Abriana earned an Associate of Arts and a CNA certificate from West Shore Community College. She also worked as a lab assistant for biology. Abriana will be attending Ferris State University in the fall to earn a Bachelor's of Nursing. Ruth Guereca. As a first-generation college student, Ruth faced challenges but overcame them all. She was able to attain her CNA certification and see what it was like in other professions, like an EKG technician. She plans to finish nursing prerequisites to then become a NICU nurse in her future. Leila Hasnadarovich. Leila completed her Associate of Science. She learned a lot from West Shore Community College, including how to grow herself and network in new ways. This experience will help her further her opportunities while she figures out the world and her next destination, Lawrence Tech, for her master's in architecture. Asher Johnson. Asher will graduate with an Associate of Science. During his time at West Shore, he was a lab assistant for the biology department and Dr. Belinsky, where he helped with grading and assisting students. He also spent a lot of time with the performing arts department, notably the Jazz 2 band. He plans to go to Northern Michigan University for biochemistry. Nicholas Judkins. Nick Judkins received an Associate of Arts from West Shore. While on campus, Nick was a Performing Arts Scholarship student and a presidential candidate for Student Senate. Nick will be going to Central Michigan University in the fall to study cinema arts. Eleanor Kirker. Eleanor is going to Kalamazoo College to pursue a degree in psychology with a minor in music and studio art. She participated in the Creative Writing Club in both 4th and 5th years, as well as playing flute in the Wind Symphony and working in the library. Mia Lamerson. Mia has achieved her Associate of Science. She plans to attend Northern Michigan University and dual major in forensic anthropology and biology. Mia is proud to have been West Shore's Student Senate President this year. She also worked for professors Dr. Paul Belinsky and Dr. Matt Sanderson. Julia Lapp. Julia graduated with her Associate of Arts. She was accepted into West Shore's nursing program while still a student in ASM Tech. She hopes to get her master's in nursing with a focus on pediatrics. Connor Lesarge. ASM Tech helped Connor not only get closer to an associate degree, but make new connections on campus. After graduation, Connor will be going to basic training for the Michigan Army National Guard. After his training, he will finish his education at Ferris State University for welding technologies. Adriana Marquez. Adriana Marquez is a first-generation college student, and during her time at West Shore, she was able to earn her CNA certificate. She plans to continue her education here, attending the nursing program to become a PICU nurse. Michael Quinteros. Michael will attend the University of Michigan Ann Arbor with hopes to earn a PhD in clinical psychology. During his time at West Shore, he was heavily involved in the performing arts and plans on further pursuing a side hustle in the world of music. Nevin Slater. Nevin plans to work at a wealth management firm. While at West Shore, he worked in the Learning and Testing Center and was treasurer of the Student Senate. He is proud of the connections he made, as well as realizations of how he and others learn best. Ella Smith. Ella has achieved her associates and plans on continuing her education at Central Michigan University to obtain her bachelor's of social work. She enjoyed the experience gained while working in student services and is forever grateful for the friendships made along the way. Catalina Stong. Catalina graduated from West Shore Community College with an Associate of Arts degree. She plans to attend Central Michigan University in the fall to pursue a bachelor's degree in secondary history education. While at West Shore, Catalina was an active member in Student Senate and held a leadership role. She would like to thank her family for the unlimited support in her education. Avery Voss. Avery will graduate with her Associate of Science and 81 credits. She plans to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the fall to pursue a PhD in plant biology and a certificate in medieval studies. She was involved on campus during her time at West Shore, including working for Dr. Belinsky and for Professor Malt. Alexei Vargas is not with us this evening. Alexei has achieved an Associate of Arts degree and plans on continuing his education at Northern Michigan University to obtain his Bachelor's of Mental Health, Preclinical Psychology, and minor in Social Service with Public Relations. He enjoyed the experience gained while working as an embedded tutor and participating in an independent research project with Professor John Moore. He is forever grateful for the friendships made along the way. Zachary Visser. Zach is graduating from West Shore with an Associate of Science. Next fall, he is going to be attending Michigan Tech to pursue a Bachelor's in Information Technology. While at West Shore, he gained over 2 years of hands-on experience in his chosen field, first by working as a tech intern and later as an information technology work study. Sean Wood. Sean will graduate with an Associate of Science from West Shore Community College. During his time at West Shore, he was an active member of Student Senate and Phi Theta Kappa. He has also been an assistant in the cadaver lab on campus and completed nearly every science course available. Sean plans to attend the University of Michigan Ann Arbor in the fall, where he plans to major in neuroscience and minor in education. Class of 2025, would you please rise for the turning of the tassels? Now that you have officially received your diplomas and are high school graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. I present to you the ASM Tech class of 2025. Guests, if you would please remain seated until the graduates exit the theater. Thank you for joining us this evening.